We are prepping again. Hey guys, it's Maddie from Let's Eat Plans, and today we are doing a quick and easy pantry-inspired meal prep. After looking over our monthly grocery budget for the last few months, I realized I have been spending a lot more money on groceries than usual, and then I had a look at my pantry and realized where all that money was going. I have like an overflowing pantry, and it is time to use up some of those pantry staples. So I'm actually curious, do any of you guys have a monthly budget or a weekly grocery budget? Let me know in a comment down below. I'm very curious if anybody else does this kind of budgeting practice. My husband and I have been doing it for a few years, and it has been very helpful to see where we're spending money unnecessarily. And also, just by doing meal prep, we have saved a lot of money as well, because of course, once you have food prepped and ready to go in your fridge, you are much less likely to order out or have to throw food away at the end of the week because it was just sitting there uneaten, unprepped all week long. That has happened to me many times before. So today's meal prep is also going to be a little bit of a smaller meal prep because, like I mentioned, I haven't been to the grocery store in a while, but I'm going to pull out everything that I do have in the fridge, and we will combine those things with what we already have in the pantry. Oh, one more thing. I have actually been working a little bit behind the scenes to put together a meal prep course idea for you guys. Ever since I started making these meal prep videos, it seems like so many of you are really finding them helpful and actually wanting to learn more about meal prep. So if you are interested in that, I'm going to leave the link in the description box down below where you can join the wait list. Nothing has been created yet, but it is in the works. And now we can get started on the meal prep. Okay, here's what we've got from the fridge. And as for our pantry staples, we've got some pasta sauce, some pasta noodles, some pretty old chickpea flour, some plain white rice, a couple cans of green jackfruit, and some hearts of palm. First things first, let's preheat the oven to 350 and get a pot of boiling water ready. Now, of course, I'm just gonna wash all the veggies, starting with the mushrooms and these tomatoes, which are quite old and need to be used up, a bit of broccoli and some bok choy. And I like to just cut these while they're soaking to clean them a little bit further. So I'm actually starting off this meal prep by chopping up the veggies that are going to be cooked. So we're starting off with some green onion, some mushrooms, those old tomatoes, some basil, and some roasted red peppers. Once the water is boiling, go ahead and add your pasta and just cook it until it's al dente. Then you're going to want to drain it and add it back to the pot. And now I'm just adding in our tomatoes and roasted red peppers, as well as our pasta sauce. And fresh basil. And now all of that is going to go into a baking dish, and we are going to add a little bit of vegan mozzarella cheese on top. This is just some leftover homemade cheese I had in the fridge. I will link that recipe in the description box down below in case any of you want to check it out. So I'm just mixing a little bit of it into the pasta, as well as putting a thin layer on top. And that goes into the oven just for about 10 to 15 minutes until the cheese is nice and melted. And now we're making our chickpea muffins. We have 1 cup of chickpea flour, half a cup of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon onion powder, 1 teaspoon garlic powder, a sprinkle of paprika, 1 teaspoon baking powder, and a couple tablespoons of nutritional yeast. For the liquid, I'm using 1 cup oat milk and 1 teaspoon apple cider vinegar. And I'm also adding in some fresh veggies into these muffins. So I'm adding in the mushrooms, chopped tomatoes, and green onions. And the batter will just be added to our silicone muffin cups. And those will also get baked at 350 for about 30 minutes. And check out our baked pasta. This turned out so well, you guys. I will definitely be making this again. Next, I'm going to make some rice. I'm just doing 2 cups of rice, which you want to rinse thoroughly. I like to rinse it 3 times or until the water runs clear. And I'm actually adding in these leftover veggies. Since I had them already chopped ready to go, I thought might as well add them directly into our rice. So we have some green onions, mushrooms, frozen corn, and frozen riced cauliflower. And then just add the same amount of water as usual. So 2 cups of rice, we need 2 cups of water. Give it a quick stir, and then everything goes into the Instant Pot on the rice setting. Now I'm just getting a steam basket set up for the broccoli and bok choy, which can steam together. We don't need to separate them. I just steam it for usually around 4 minutes. And now I'm just preparing the jackfruit. You want to make sure you get the young green jackfruit. This is different than sweet jackfruit. It is canned in brine. And we're just going to drain and rinse our jackfruit. And I like to remove this corner piece. It's a little bit firmer than the rest of the jackfruit. As you can see, these pieces shred a lot more easily. So I just always remove the corner piece, but you technically don't have to. It is edible. I find it just makes the texture a little bit nicer for your cooked jackfruit. So now we're adding everything into the pan with the onion. And also adding a little bit of onion powder, paprika, and garlic powder. And we're just going to let that simmer and cook down for about 20 minutes, adding in any veggie broth as needed to keep it hydrated. And meanwhile, I am chopping the rest of the mushrooms, which will also go into our jackfruit mixture. So once the jackfruit has cooked for about 15 minutes, then I like to add in the mushrooms and let it cook down for another 5 to 7 minutes. At that time, the chickpea muffins were ready, and these turned out really well as well. And now just checking on the rice with all of the veggies that cooked perfectly in there. Adding veggies to my Instant Pot rice is my new favorite way to cook it. It is so convenient to have them already mixed together like this. And finally, after the mushrooms have cooked down, we are just adding our barbecue sauce and cooking for just 1 to 2 more minutes. And now I'm just preparing a little bit of a veggie snack box, which I like to do to have veggies cut and ready to go. And I'm also going to be using up these hearts of palm, which have been in my pantry for forever. This is what they look like. And I'm going to be making a vegan lobster roll filling with them. So for that, we're going to need the hearts of palm, some red onion, and some Old Bay seasoning. And we're just going to pulse that up in our little food processor. Then I'm adding in some nori seaweed flakes and our diced celery. And instead of vegan mayonnaise, I am using just some cashew cream, which works pretty much the same as vegan mayonnaise. As well as a little bit of dill and about half of a lemon. All right, we have finally finished our prep. Let's take a look at everything we have prepared. We have our baked pasta, our veggie rice, our steamed broccoli and bok choy, our barbecued jackfruit, which will be perfect for wraps, our chickpea muffins, which can go on the side of soup or salad, our veggie snacks, our uncooked veggies to add into any dishes as needed, and our vegan lobster roll filling, which, oh my gosh, turned out delicious. So as I mentioned, if you guys are interested in learning more about this upcoming vegan meal prep course, check out the link below where you can get on the waitlist for that. And also, if you did enjoy this video or you found it helpful at all, don't forget to hit the like button. If you are looking for any of the other vegan meal preps I have done on this channel before, I will leave that playlist right here. And with that, let's eat plants, and I will see you guys next time.